From the world of John Wick, Ballerina. So
Is it the same director?
No, it is not the same director there. Not that I'm tracking, but let me make sure. Let me do my due diligence there and make sure. So this is a spinoff movie. Of course, like anything, when something gets popular, what do? Franchise time, universe time, baby. I know they did John Wick. There's the 4 movies. There's the TV show called The Continental, which focuses on the younger Ian McShane character there. I have not seen that. I don't know if you guys have checked that out.
Not yet.
I forgot what network it's on.
I think it's Peacock, if I remember correctly.
Peacock, is it on Peacock? So you got that.
It's on the cock.
You also have, I think they're also talking about doing a spinoff movie with the Donnie Yen character, who's from the 4th one. They're talking about that.
Hey, anything with Donnie Yen's great, so I'm there.
Yeah, I do love Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen is a riot there. He's really amazing. So the person who's directing Ballerina is Len Weissman, who's directing that. He did the 2012 Total Recall film with Colin Farrell.
Ooh.
Okay, you kind of recoiled at that, huh? It's like, ooh.
Yeah, he also did the fucking Underworld movies and Die Hard 4, which
God,
say what you will, it's not as shitty as Die Hard 5. You got to give it.
You can say that.
True.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's better than Die Hard 2, so it's not the worst Die Hard movie.
Yeah, but like Rennie Harlan, there's a charm to his stuff. Like Rennie I don't know if I like Rennie Harlan or hate him, but I will watch anything that man directs, and I don't know why.
So, yeah. Well, Rennie Harlan did do Deep Blue Sea. Deep Blue Sea is pretty fun. I do.
And Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Lenny Weissman. That is his resume there of maybe movies you've seen of his. So he's the one that's directing this Ballerina spinoff movie here. So let's check this out. The titular character is going to be played by Ana de Armas here. Ana de Armas, plenty of things before. All right, let's check it out.
Do you like your dogs? I know a school where they teach dances. I could take you there if you'd like.
To stop the assassin, you must become the assassin. You will always be weaker. You will always be smaller.
And if people remember from the John Wick movies, this is focusing on the kind of ballerina. We saw that, a glimpse of it, I think in the 4th movie there, we saw it with them, these female trained assassins who pose as kind of ballerinas. So that's part of their world there that they're doing.
It looks like they're part of the group that John Wick was actually a part of that you see briefly in the 1st one too.
Yeah, I forgot the name that they have. I forgot.
Yeah, it's been. I watched them earlier this year, and I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yes, it's a Russian name that they kind of have there as well. There.
You want to win? Improvise, adapt, cheat.
Welcome to the Continental.
Rest in peace to Lance Reddick.
One
One of his final film roles here. Passed away.
What a pleasure to see you again. You have no idea what you just walked into.
John Wick style with the gun there.
Yeah, bisexual lighting.
I killed my father. This isn't done until they're dead.
Fate is a very humbling thing.
Can you guys help me out with something? So I got a D and C in science constantly throughout school. So flamethrower versus water hose. What do you think? Does that work? Or
I mean, the pressure from the water hose might be because that's like a a fireman's water hose, and those things can knock you over. So there might be enough pressure in there to actually combat the flamethrower like that and not evaporate immediately.
Yeah, if the water's going hard enough, then I think it can push the fire from the flamethrower back.
Okay. Well, let's do a test. I'll take the flamethrower, Chris. You get the water hose. We'll go out there.
Okay, sounds good.
Mythbuster it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go out.
Andrew will be referee.
Yeah. He'll be the judge. They're recording it.
Yes.
You are him. The one they call the Baba Yaga. How do I start doing what you do?
Looks like you already have.
So what do you think? Keanu Reeves. So this movie's going to be set, I think they said between the third and fourth film, this movie's going to be set. Do you think they should have brought back Keanu Reeves as John Wick, or they should have just left him out, or what's kind of your opinion on that?
I mean, with that director, you need something to get people in the seats.
Yeah. What say you, Chris?
I personally probably would not have, just as like a preference, but at the same time, like you want to like tell people like, all right, we're not bullshitting. This really is like John Wick. So like, here's the guy. Here's it is the world. Here's his supporting characters. Even though I think those supporting characters would be enough for people to sort of connect the dots and be like, oh, this is John Wick. But they got to sell the movie as best they can. So fuck it, why not?
Yeah. Interesting. The way I pause this, like Keanu Reeves' face, like, oh god, I'm tired of doing fucking John Wick.
He looks like he's about to die again right there.
Yeah, he's like, oh god, let me be free. Let me voice the hedgehog in Sonic. Let me just be free. All right.
Like you already have.
Also, kind of a long title too. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina. That you had. You like that title? You think it's a little too wordy? Could have condensed it a little bit.
I mean, it says exactly what it's supposed to do. It is from the world of John Wick. It is a mouthful. It's like they could have been, I don't know.
It probably would have been better if they switched it, like Ballerina and then From the World of John Wick. Like Rogue One or Solo, a Star Wars story, even though that's also like a really like cheesy subtitle, but still like it gets the point across better, I think.
Yeah. I think I agree with you there, Chris. Yeah, it should have been like maybe Ballerina, and then you put in like small text at the bottom, From the World of John Wick or something like that, maybe. But I understand maybe you gotta also put it out there like this is the John Wick universe, this is the John Wick movie.
Oh shit! I just realized. This also reminds me of it could have been like Spiral from the Book of Saw. Like they're both Lionsgate movies, so that thought it popped into my head just then.
Oh yeah, they could have did that too. So, what are your thoughts on the trailer here? What do you guys think? Excited? Lukewarm? What do you think?
I mean, I am totally into the idea of expanding the world. I think that you know what, if you got a good story to tell and you already created this really fascinating world, why not explore it some more? I'm glad that Chad, what's his
Stahelski?
face? Yeah, is actually not doing it, but allowing other people to do it. I wish he'd give it another chance to somebody who's like a because he was a stunt guy before he did John Wick.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stunt people don't get a second career. It's like him and maybe if you squint, what's her name? The woman who directed Punisher Warzone.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about her.
Lexi Alexander.
Yeah, Lexi Alexander, who was a martial artist before she went into directing and got an Academy Award for a short film. Good on her, right? And made the best Punisher movie. Fight me on that if you want to. But it's nice to see like these people who work in film obviously have other skill sets and want to like apply it to other things because John Wick was a love letter to the Hong Kong cinemas of the 90s. And it's great to get a chance to see more of that kind of stuff. I just wish it was he gave a chance to somebody else like him who was not an experienced director, but coming in to actually want to produce to do something else as a second act in their career.
Yeah, that's interesting thought. Yeah, like you said, give somebody else kind of another shot there with this. People who are stunt coordinators and directors there for a long time. Maybe give them a shot at it.
Yeah, because like what's his name? Master the guy who did the kung fu choreography in The Matrix and Hidden
Oh,
Tiger
Yuen
Crash.
Wu Ping.
Yes. He's actually a prolific director as well. If you've ever watched any of his Chinese stuff, I highly recommend Wing Chun. Um,
Mm,
if you've not seen it, it's Michelle Yeoh and Donnie Yen doing kung fu at each other.
okay.
Like you're sold, right?
Yeah, I'm sold. Yeah, I've never heard of that movie, so I'll go check it out. I'll actually go check it
Yeah,
out.
no. Like most of his was, I think he did the first Drunken Master, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I love Drunken Master. I love the
Yeah,
Jackie Chan film. Yeah,
yeah.
I think I've seen the second one and not the first.
Honestly, everything I've seen him do, even that shitty sequel to Hidden Dragon Crouching Tiger, which I believe he directed that, honestly pretty good. Like it's always enjoyable. Maybe not necessarily a masterpiece, but like you're gonna have a good time. So that's why I was hoping you'd get to see somebody like that get a chance to have that next step in their career, because your body cannot do those physical stunts for too long, because it eventually gives out. Like Jackie Chan can't do those stunts anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we saw. Well, I mean, yeah, his body's pretty wrecked there. We saw him do a little bit of it in The Foreigner. We saw that, which was
Yeah, I think that might be the last time, because he definitely didn't do it in the Vanguard. I was like, oh, he's gonna fight a CG tiger.
yeah.
This
Boy.
is terrible.
What say you, Chris? What are your thoughts on Ballerina here?
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I love all four of the previous John Wick movies. Like, if you held a gun to my head and told me to pick a favorite, I might struggle, because all four of them have so many high points in so many different areas, like quotable dialogue, and not just the action scenes, but so many like really just cool supporting characters, whether it be Donnie Yen in 4 or Halle Berry in 3, or when Lawrence Fishburne comes in 2. It's just like a treasure trove of great character actors and actors who kind of haven't gotten a chance to shine like in the recent years before those movies, and now we're getting a chance to again. And so that's really cool. And I really like Ana de Armas a lot. Like, she's proven herself to be really good with dramatic stuff and with comedy, and like especially with No Time to Die. Like, you watch her like whole sequence in that where it's her at Bond kicking ass, and you're like, holy shit, somebody get this woman a fucking action movie for her to lead like as soon as possible.
Yeah, but don't watch Ghosted.
Yeah, too late. I already did.
Oh.
That was some fucking bullshit. Like, I don't know how you pair two talented, charismatic, and attractive actors like her and Chris Evans, who have already done 2 other movies together before that, and not only it feels like they have anti-chemistry. Like,
oh my God.
Not only do you not buy them as the couple, they seem like they actively can't stand each other in that movie.
I mean, the only good thing is like if you are curious about the movie, just watch the Ryan Reynolds scenes on YouTube. I'm sure they're there. He's like in 2 scenes in the movie, the best part of the whole film, and it's really not even like it's just like, oh, he shot his dick off for her. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
That's the joke.
Yeah, it's fucking painful. But anyway, back to her in No Time to Die. But yeah, she stole the show in that you wish she was in the movie more. And so, yeah, I'm glad this movie is giving her a chance to do more of what she does in there. My one concern is the fact that Len Wiseman is directing. So, like, I'm hoping that, I think Stahelski is still involved with this as like an active producer, and maybe he even helped out with some of the action. Still got so much of that same like flavor.
Yeah, because he second unit directed another movie, the Harley Quinn movie. So like he's not afraid to let somebody else sit in the director's chair and come in and do his thing.
Right, that's true. So I'm hoping that like sort of all hands working together are able to turn in a really like good product, especially going off this trailer. Like, I think it's a really well put together trailer, and it sells like the stuff that it's supposed to sell. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and thank you for the cheers. Thank you, Javon Good. Thanks for cheers, man. Much appreciated. Yeah. So I mean, you look at the action sequences of this. I mean, you have it carries over that John Wick action scenes like we mentioned. You have that move where he does like the takedown thing with his wrap around the legs and takedown stuff. And it's not done like I remember that was a big thing. Female characters did that, like Black Widow, where they did like the helicopter thing, and they like all the female action heroes were doing that for a bit. Here it's like around the body and then the takedown, and then there's a scene you see in the club where she's got the gun and she's holding it, like very much. So you see that kind of carried over, like the training that she received is very similar to the training that John Wick received as well. So it seems like okay, it's going to have that action, that same good action in the series, which is what you see it for. And with the 4 John Wick movies, like Chris said, I'm a big fan of all 4 of the movies. I know some people maybe kind of get lesser in the series because it gets so fantastical. I remember watching the 4th one in the theaters, and there's that scene where John Wick, he jumps out the window, he lands on a car, and everybody, I mean, the whole theater went, "What?" And like collectively, the whole theater went like that. It was like, I mean, he just had adamantium bones by the time of the end of the 4th one, but sure, but yeah, I really did enjoy it. I think it's some of the best modern action movies we've had in these recent decade with the movies. So I think this will be able to carry over. I mean, yeah, the Len Weissman. I mean, we listed his filmography, not a super strong filmography that he has. Maybe the best one out of the movies we named maybe was Live Free or Die Hard. That was maybe the best one.
And I mean, that's mostly because Bruce Willis is just great.
Yeah. And no specific release date for this movie yet. It just says coming soon. So no specific release date for this movie yet, but it is coming out in 2025. They say it is in the year 2025 there. Javon Good said, well, in the first 3 movies it showed John was on painkillers sometimes. Now 4, I don't know what that was. LOL, it says there. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
whatever he took to get down those, fall down those stairs like that and get back up. I mean, that's
yeah. I mean,
that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he was operating on Looney Tune Three Stooges power right there. That was just that. That's all that kind of was with that. And he said that Drunga said, we could if you guys are up for that. Do you want to talk about the Last of Us season 2 trailer? Do you want to?
I have. I was actually going to be starting the Last of Us season 1 really soon, so
Okay.
I'm not up to date on that show. I'm a bit behind.
Okay, well, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, I was going to start it after I get through Shogun, which I didn't realize how dense that show is.
Yeah. Sweeped at the Emmys. Shogun.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like halfway. Well, maybe not halfway through. Yeah, a little over halfway through the Ronin. Just taking my time with it.
Yeah, very great show. Yeah. So Ballerina. What was our thoughts on that? Move on. We talk about the Sinners. Let's pull up this. I'll pull up the trailer for this movie. This is the new Ryan Coogler movie coming. Of course, he's got his guy in there, Michael B. Jordan, who's been in all of the Ryan Coogler films there. The only one he's been in pretty much every single. I was gonna say Wakanda Forever, but they're like, nope, he showed up in that too. Yeah, he showed up in that there. So it'd be interesting to maybe how he can find a way if he does a Black Panther 3, how he's gonna have Killmonger appear again to carry on that streak there. But here it's Sinners. This is a vampire movie there that Ryan Coogler is doing, a horror vampire film. And let's take a look.
And I cannot wait to see his one take long shot that he always does.
Oh yes, he does. He's got his own style there with the one take long shot. Did he get that from? Did he say it was Spike Lee? Got that from Spike Lee? Like a little bit inspired by that to do the kind of those type of shots, or?
Well, I mean, it's so much more intense because, like, Spike Lee, does not have those long shots like that where it's just one take, or maybe it's a couple of takes, but like it's put together really well where you can't quite tell. It's closer to like what Alfred Hitchcock did in Rope, but he does it for really interesting scenes in each every time he implements that, and it's like my high point of a Coogler film is to see what he does. I want him to Coogler it, and I want to know what he Cooglers in this one.
I like you use his name like that, Coogler it.
Yes,
put the Coogler on there, Coogler effect.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing original. Like, he did not invent this, but he does it so well. And that boxing scene in Creed, I'm sorry, that's like the best moment of any of the Rocky movies.
And Javon could say more like Alfonso Cuarón there, or
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Children of Men.
Yes,
Gravity, all that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, really, like I said, it's Alfred Hitchcock who did it first with Rope, which was an entire film done made to look like it was one shot, which is impressive because they can only film 10 minutes at a time.
And as Javon could also said, Michael B. Jordan is his De Niro. They got a very De Niro there connection there that they have. All right. Ryan Coogler made a vampire movie before Marvel did. So let's check this out.
He's watching up late and was like, fine, I'll do it myself.
I mean, I'm going to make a vampire movie before Marvel does at this rate.
trying to, dang, struggling to roll that joint, man. Jeez, damn, damn,
We've all had days like that.
yeah.
I've been all over this world. I seen men die in ways I ain't even know was possible. Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
And Michael Jordan is playing twins in this film. There.
Oh, good.
Two for the
For
price.
all the things that I seen.
What did you say, Chris?
Two for the price of one.
2 for the price of 1 there.
I ain't ever seen no demons, no ghosts, no magic. Till now. To get back inside. Let me in, man. Some weird shit going on out here. You keep dancing with the devil.
Damn, let him in. Damn. He's banging out on the door, man. Jeez. That man in.
One day he's gonna follow you home.
March 7th. It says also shot in IMAX. It looks good. The movie looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can tell all those people at that club was cat owners because you close your door and your cat's just like, hey, I want in now. It's like, I just let you out.
Man, he's banging out that door. Yeah. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the trailer?
I am excited. I mean, like I said, I'm a big fan of Ryan Coogler. I think just that single shot thing that he does, it's always done really well. And the fact that like Spike Lee has his little things, since you invoked him before, and they're always great. But like those scenes where it's like that one long shot of that basketball game at the beginning of Black Panther, or the boxing scene in Creed, like that is why you tune into a Ryan Coogler film, is for those moments, and they're always just like elevate the film somehow.
What about say you, Chris? There, what say you?
Yeah, this looks really cool. I agree. I think Coogler is 4 for 4 at this point. He hasn't made a bad movie yet. For me personally, his weakest is probably Wakanda Forever, but I'd still say that like it's a good movie. It's still got a lot of strong things going for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of outside problems too with that movie. Like that is not his fault for it being that weak.
Yeah, the strongest parts of that stuff really do feel like they come from him. But yeah, he's got, as you said, Andrew, he's got great technical skill. He gets amazing performances out of his actors. His movies are so incredibly empathetic, which I think is also a large part of what's made them sort of cross over into becoming such mainstream successes. And I'm hoping that continues with this. It's fun seeing him go into a genre that he hasn't done before. He hasn't done a horror movie yet. I'm also a sucker for movies that aren't like faux IMAX, that actually use like the real like IMAX film cameras you're supposed to use. Especially like we don't see a lot of horror movies that do that. Like this and Nope are the only ones off the top of my head that actually like shot on IMAX and like took advantage of like the scale that you can get from that. And I'm really looking forward to see, he's got a lot of like great skill already, and I'm excited to see him add more possible tools to his arsenal. And the cast is fantastic. You've also got Haley Steinfeld in there, Delroy Lindo, who, funny enough, was supposed to be in Blade before he dropped out after all the delays. I think Jack O'Connell is in there. Wunmi Musaku from Loki I also saw her in there. Yeah, terrific cast, great filmmaker. I'm excited to see like what the final result is.
Yeah. I mean, the movie looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the way it's shot there, the way this movie's cut there, as Javon Good mentions, is love how they're keeping it all a secret and not showing the vampires. Zombie movies need to do the same there. So we don't know what type of vampires these people are going to be in this movie there. You have sometimes the more vicious ravenous type vampires. Sometimes you have more of the, kind of suave, deceptive vampires there.
And then whatever the hell Del Toro did with the Strain books, not the TV show, the books.
Oh yeah, you have that. So like kind of almost like an infection, like the vampires were in that.
Yeah.
So you got kind of like yeah, different types. And Joanne Good also mentioned the actress that Chris was talking about. She was also in Lovecraft Country as well, and she was good in that. I did like her.
Right. Okay.
Lovecraft Country as well there. So yeah. And yeah, so the premise of the movie here, so it says on Wikipedia, it says trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers who are both played by Michael B. Jordan return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting for them back home there to welcome them back home. Yeah, and how do you like Michael B. Jordan's accent in this? Some people said his accent's kind of off in this, like he's maybe not good at doing the accents. The little bit of what you heard, what do you think about his accent?
I didn't hear enough to make an opinion, to be honest with you. I'll have to watch it again and pay attention. Because, yeah, what accent was he trying to do?
It was like a Southern accent. Like I think
Yeah.
I don't think it says it in the here on Wikipedia, but it seems like they're in maybe Louisiana or New Orleans. Yeah, like kind of
Probably filmed in Georgia.
Yeah, I mean it's probably kind of like it seems like the movie takes place in like the deep South. Seems like
Yeah, it sounded like he had a bit of an Alabama twang to his voice there.
yeah, something like that. So you want me to play? You want me to show you where he play? Kind of talks a little bit. Wanna play a
Yeah,
little-
why not? Why not?
Yeah, any excuse to play this again. Let's see.
I've been all over this world. I seen men die in ways I ain't even know was possible. Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
What do you think? I mean, it's a little too. Yeah, I mean, you don't really.
Okay,
get much.
so yeah, some of the voiceover was a little weird, but that them hugging each other, like that's authentic.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in the South, so I know a thing or two about that accent.
I don't know. Javon Good said, "Yeah, his accent ain't that good." He said. I don't know.
During the narration was just like that's a little awkward, man. But like I said, just them hugging each other, I'm just like, okay, that's right. But again, there's not enough there to really tell.
Yeah. You hear kind of the narration there a bit there, and then you just kind of hear a little bit of that.
And also like when is the narration taking place? I've met people like whenever I met what's his name, Stu Spasm from the Lubricated Goat. Like I couldn't pick up where his accent was from. He's from Australia, but after years of living in America and the UK, like I couldn't tell where his accent was from.
Because it seems like he sounds way more Southern in that scene that you saw he's hugging him, and then with the narration, he sounds less. So like maybe a period of time takes place there, maybe.
Yeah. So who's to say what's going on? And there could be a good reason for it, and we just don't know. But like I said, there was the drawl whenever they were hugging each other out. I'm sorry, my drawl's coming out now. But that was very believable. It's like it felt natural.
Yeah. So.
But like I said, during the narration, that didn't feel natural.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see it out, and this is coming out like I said, March 7th. Next year. This movie's gonna be. I can't wait to check this out in theaters. There. Yeah, looking forward to it. Like Chris says, Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, they haven't missed yet. Yeah, so they've been pretty solid. All right, we got one last trailer, and then we're gonna be heading out here. And that is for Thunderbolts. Let me pull up that trailer and get started on that. And both of you guys have seen this trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have. Have either of you read the comics?
I have not read the comics.
No.
Okay, we'll talk about that after the trailer.
Yeah. All right. So let's check out this trailer for it. And this is a teaser trailer that Marvel put out, and it's 3 minutes and almost 30 seconds long. And this is the teaser trailer. Sometimes I like that about Marvel, at least with their trailers. Like, hey, they put out teaser, and it's not like a minute or 30 seconds. It's like, hey, this is it's almost like a full-fledged trailer.
It gives you enough to get you interested.
Yeah, it gives you enough to chew on. So this is the Thunderbolts here. It's being compared to, I guess, like your Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad. They're a group of kind of criminals banded together to kind of accomplish a mission here. So that's kind of one of the apt comparisons that you can kind of make there. But we're going to get into the comic knowledge of that with Andrew after we get into the trailer here. So yeah, let's do it. And Javon Good said a teaser. That shit's a straight up trailer. He said there. But let's go.
Porch. I click leave on porch. Your subordinates will be reported to DoorDash HQ.
Alexi, it's me. Open up.
Milena?
And you do have Florence Pugh, who's back again, who's playing her character from Black Widow. Elena there, who some people say is going to be the new Black Widow after Scarlett Johansson. Natasha passed away in Avengers Endgame there, or Avengers Infinity War. I'm sorry, Infinity War. She killed off in there. And she was one of the, I think, best parts by far of Black Widow, the film.
Yes, and the Hawkeye series, which was a absolute dud for me, especially after the comic, because that comic is fucking great, and that TV show is fine.
Yeah. I thought the show was okay. Hawkeye. I thought she was really good in it. I liked Florence Pugh.
Yeah, no, she was absolutely a high point in that show.
And Haley Steinfeld, I thought was good as well. I thought she was good as what was her character name again?
Oh shoot,
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. Yes, Kate Bishop.
I remember because of the way Pew says it. Kate Bishop.
Javon Good says he liked Hawkeye. I thought Hawkeye, with a lot of these Disney Marvel shows, they have a good concept. It's like, okay, Hawkeye's going to be like a 80s action type thing, you know what I mean? Like something like a Shane Black type movie, because it's set during Christmas, and you have like a buddy cop element with Clint and Kate and there, but it just didn't culminate.
The Hawkeye series that they kind of base some of that out of, like those Russians in the tracksuits and Pizza Dog. All of that is done in this great Hawkeye series, which I cannot recommend enough. David Aja did the artwork for it, and it is fucking gorgeous. Matt Hollingsworth did the colors. The colors are done so well and so thought out. And then there's these complicated diagrams of everything, and it's so great. And it's like, oh my God, they're going to turn this into a TV show. This is going to be fucking awesome. And then we got this kind of generic.
Didn't Matt Fraction, he wrote that, right?
Yes, Matt Fraction did write that. I was trying to remember who the writer was. I couldn't, but Fraction doesn't, I've not read anything I thought was amiss from Fraction, but I adore David Aja and Matt Hollingsworth's work in it.
Yeah. But yeah, Florence Pugh, which is a shame. She was the best part in the Black Widow movie, since it's supposed to be like a send-off movie to the Black Widow character with Scarlett Johansson, who did that. And that movie was just a case of way too little. I mean, way too late, I think.
Yeah. Also, ScarJo is a little hit or miss.
Like acting wise, or like Widow?
Yeah, acting wise, just like you never, she's done some great performances. It's just that most of her stuff's kind of mid.
Okay. What about you, Chris? What are your thoughts on the Black Widow movie and Florence Pugh in it?
I liked it at the time, mostly just because it was one of the first movies that I saw after spending like a year and a half away from movie theaters because of COVID, and I was just happy to see something big and loud on the big screen again. But then watching it at home, you're like, yeah, it doesn't really like hold together all that well, and a lot of the stuff they do plot wise is kind of lame, and the villains really kind of suck, and then the ending is just generic like CG flying through the sky slop. But Florence Pugh's really good. But yeah, she's like of all the characters that they've introduced post Endgame, she's one of the top ones that like, yeah, I'd kind of want to see her in more stuff. I'm all for that.
Yeah. Taskmasker, great character, terrible adaptation. So
a lot of people were upset about that, the Taskmaster adaptation they did in that.
And wasn't even trying, especially with that fucking accent.
So yeah. All right. And you also have David Harbour here, who's returning, who was also in the Black Widow movie.
Which I liked him in that. I think, if Florence Pugh wasn't there, he would have stole that movie.
Yeah, he's pretty good here. So yeah, I did like him as the Red Guardian as well, David Harbour.
Yeah.
Movie wise, I don't know. I guess he's kind of been a little bit elusive. Like he had Hellboy, which didn't really do that well.
I so wanted to like that movie because like they cut some stuff that the Del Toro films didn't get. But it just It
Yeah.
missed the same way that the Del Toro movies missed, but also didn't have the charm that the Del Toro movies had. You know, especially whenever the comic is so much better.
All right, let's continue.
Elena!
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about the wait. It was an important call. Highly classified. Lot of work. Many irons in fire.
I really like that hair for Florence Pugh. I like it a lot. I really like that hairdo for her. I think it really works for her. Works for her face a lot.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of Long Kiss Goodnight and Gina Davis.
Okay. Yeah, very good comparison there.
Feel fulfilled?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think out of everybody in Black Widow who does a Russian accent, do you think she does it the best? Or
Ooh, to be honest with you, I don't know any Russians, so I couldn't say.
yeah. I think maybe because her voice is kind of naturally sort of deep already, it kind of works.
Yeah, she's got a husky voice, and that sort of pairs well with the accent.
Yeah. I think the worst one was maybe what's her name? The one who was the mother. Oh, we say Chris, you sound far away. What'd you say?
Yeah, sorry, I'm in the kitchen. I'm trying to get water for my dog. Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, Rachel Weisz. I think she was maybe the worst. I think she was probably maybe the worst. Yeah. Yeah, Rachel Weisz there.
Yeah, she just do mummy movies, right?
Yeah, she was in the Mummy movies, yeah, until they replaced her in the third one. Yeah. They did that.
Yeah, which she was good at that, but not because of the material or anything. It's just she had great chemistry with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Yeah, so full, so filled. But why do you ask this? What brings you here?
There is something wrong with me. An emptiness. I'm just.
And then you see Sebastian Stan is coming back. Bucky there. Looks like he's testifying. Do you have any?
No,
insight
look
on-
at that button on his shirt there. That is a U.S. Congressman button.
Okay.
He's an elected official, and the thing that blows my mind about that is that you have to, if you die in your seat, that seat is not appointed. Either a special election is held, or you were voted in the next term, and that means that he had to win an election somewhere as the fucking Winter Soldier. Like where was that TV show?
Yeah, President Bucky there. What was that? A political Bucky? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. What's the? Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah, imagine him like doing a press conference, and some reporter asks, "So didn't you kill like dozens upon dozens, if not hundreds, of people over the last several decades, like undercover for the Russians? Like, what's going on here?"
Yeah. I mean,
He's like, well, Tim Pool was accidentally suckered in. I got suckered in too.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. I was like, hey, it happens. Yeah. Hey, man, Russians, they pay well, man.
Yeah.
What can I say there?
I was a victim.
Yeah, but Javonka said he's the White Wolf now. That's true. He's the White Panther. He's the White Panther now. Yeah, but he's gonna get replaced because we got Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's gonna be the new White Panther coming up. And there is a Craven the Hunter. And then Javonka said he's doing stuff in Falcon and the Winter Soldier there. He's doing that stuff. So maybe got some goodwill back from people doing some good things there.
Interesting. And I don't.
Then you also have John Walker here,
I thought.
who showed up in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series, who's played by Wyatt Russell, son of Kurt Russell there. He's one of the solid Nepo babies, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, did you see I think we mentioned Overlord earlier?
I did not see Overlord.
Yeah, which he's great in that. And I gotta say that Godzilla show he was in that he did with his father.
Yeah, I liked him in that.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, there's a difference between him and Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is a movie star, and he is a great actor. But there's a difference between a great actor and a movie star, and that you can see that in the Godzilla movie because they're playing the same character, and it's like, oh yeah. No, Kurt Russell's a movie star.
Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. Yeah, I did like his. He had the best segment because it cuts from the future to the past, and then I think the past stuff is the best, and he really leads the past.
Oh yeah, no, and he's a phenomenal actor. He is a great Nepo baby.
Yeah, he's one of the good ones. Him, Margaret Qualley, and Jack Quaid. They're the good Nepo babies. Yeah.
There's another good Nepo baby in here, but we'll get to him at some point later on.
Yeah. And I also throw Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz is one of the good Nepo babies too. She's one of
Yeah.
I think I've only ever seen her in the Batman, which no chemistry with the leads, so it's really hard to judge her.
Oh, really? You didn't think her and Robert Pattinson had good chemistry? You didn't think so?
No, they just seem to exist. I mean, like honestly, I had a lot of problems with that movie. I thought it was kind of mid, but I think there was a good movie in there. There's just they got too much fat in that film. So maybe change my mind. Make a 90-minute version, and I'll be happy.
Javon, gonna ask you, did you see her in X-Men First Class? Did you like her in that? She has a small part in it.
Wait, which one? Who was she?
She was the butterfly chick. She was the
She's
butterfly-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. No, she was fine. None of the pathos from the comics. Like that is a if I remember correctly, that's a Grant Morrison character from the his run. If he didn't invent her, I think she kind of took off in his run and really became an interesting character at that point, but didn't have the pathos of it. So I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I thought throwing myself into work was the answer.
With your feet on the air, your head on the ground.
And there you also see a new design version of Taskmaster. There, they kind of changed the suit and everything like that. Let me not here. Yeah, like the redesign with Taskmaster or no?
That reminds me a lot of Mad Dog from DC Comics with that hockey mask.
Oh yeah.
Taskmaster is like this badass skull faced dude. It's hard to fuck with that costume. And now they redesigned it. It's just like, I don't know. It's as generic as the character was in the front. They had Black Widow.
This is the character from the comics right here.
Yeah.
This is how they looked in the movie of Black Widow.
I think that's a pretty good interpretation of that.
Yeah. And this is the video game. Here and Spider-Man right here. So you got that.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of a forgettable second tier villain, but still, like it's just it's like him and what is it? The Crossbones.
Yeah, Frank Grillo.
Crossbones gets like one, you get his slow origin and then he dies.
Yeah. He did make for a good opening sequence with Civil War, though. He did make for it.
No, and I love Frank Grillo.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? With the redesign, what are your thoughts?
It looks fine. I guess the mask kind of reminds me of General Grievous's face from Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I do see that. It kind of looks
That's a
like
good call.
Kind of looks like that one Pokemon, the Pokemon that carries around the bone.
Oh yeah.
That's the name of that one. Javon Goods, I wonder if Taskmaster working with Yelena here. Yeah, maybe. I think you'll see in the trailer that they're all kind of doing their own. They got contracted to do the same job. I think you'll see that in the trailer there. Javon Good says Walker is a weak super soldier. She's able to hold back that knife. So yeah, she's trying to stab him and he's holding the knife back. It looks like in the trailer there. And John Walker, thing about him, he took the super soldier serum. He was the guy they were being prepped to be the new Captain America, the new face there, a government sponsored face that you had there, and he fucked up on the job. He's like, you're supposed to commit terrorism not on camera. You're supposed to do that when the cameras aren't rolling. That'd be okay, not on camera there. But
yeah, in the comics, Captain America quit and became Nomad, and so they replaced him with John Walker. And yes, the writer did name him after the alcohol. So in case you're wondering about that, yeah, it is supposed to be Johnny Walker. And he did that with a bunch of characters. They're like all a bunch of booze names and that era of Captain America. But yeah, and I think they did a great job kind of like taking the pathos of what made US Agent interesting and making it work for film. I'm actually, that's one of those things I'm really pleased with. So, good on them for that.
Still. And then you also have a new redesigned version there of the character we haven't seen since Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp there. And you also have that. I think that character's name is Ghost there. Who you had Hannah Joy John Kamen there who plays Ghost. Which I liked a little bit of her there in Ant-Man and the Wasp. With her kind of, how did you guys feel about her character in Ant-Man?
I mean, like, it was fine. Like the Ant-Man movies were like, there was so much promise there when they were going to have a different director for them, and then they had the guy that they did, and he did a fine job. It's just, I don't know. I'm not mad. I'm just like, it could have been better.
What about you, Chris?
She was okay in Ant-Man 2. She wasn't like the main problem with that particular movie, but she also kind of doesn't stand out that much aside from her powers. Her power is pretty cool, I gotta admit.
Yeah, and they do some cool stuff with her power right here about the show. Her ability is to phase through objects right there. I did like the little storyline her and Lawrence Fishburne had. Lawrence Fishburne, who was
Giant Man
there, who was that there? Bill Foster.
Yes.
Bill Foster. Yeah, whose character Bill Foster is in that amazing animated show, Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur. He comes
I've
back.
not seen that one yet.
Very great, very great. His character makes it's connected to the MCU there. Very good. And a lot of people talking about this shot right here. Very good shot with how she kind of phases through the knife and kind of grabs it there. I will say with Ant-Man 2, they do some creative stuff with the going small, going big stuff, and then with that was kind of one of the cool things about Ant-Man.
Oh no.
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Who sent you, Bob?
Nobody. You were all sent?
Everyone here has done bad things. Shadow ops. Robbing government labs. Contract kills.
Yeah, so?
So, someone wants us gone.
And what do you guys think about the lineup? People are talking about like the lineup of this. So you have not Captain America, Assassin, and then Superman. Do you think it's a weak lineup there of kind of too many people who can do the similar things there, or?
I mean, part of the problem is that this is what I was talking about with the comic, was the fact that they were basically initially the very first run of Thunderbolts, they were pretending to be superheroes and they were all actually supervillains, and it was all part of Baron Zemo's plan. The fact that Baron Zemo isn't even in this is kind of upsetting, because like that was his character's big arc, and then like basically the rest of the characters were like these third-rate knockoff Avenger villains that nobody gave two shits about, and all of a sudden now they're like realizing, hey, this actually feels good to be a hero. Maybe we should be doing this a little differently, and end up fighting with Baron Zemo, who was basically a Captain America knockoff, because at that point in the Marvel universe, the Avengers were dead, the Fantastic Four were dead, Captain America dead, so the Thunderbolts step in to take their place, and it was such a great story arc to see these villains, kind of come to terms. They're like, hey, we actually enjoy being superheroes. And then later on, there was another version which actually did have the Sentinel in it, which is Bob, which is a great comic series if you've not read that, by Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee.
Sentry, you mean?
Sentry. I'm sorry. Yes, the Sentry. That lineup was basically like knockoffs of other heroes, because I think that was with was that with Dakin, or am I confusing the two? Because there's like three versions of the Thunderbolts, and this is none of them.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think about the lineup, Chris?
It's kind of boring, like you said. A lot of their powers just feel really like samey, I guess. Like they could have benefited from like other characters with more varied or interesting powers. Like maybe throw like there's more and more Hulk knockoffs popping up across these movies. I guess I haven't been keeping up lately. Like maybe throw the Abomination in there. I guess he would work, and also like I guess Zemo is traditionally the leader of this particular team, so him not being here is kind of odd, especially considering how they brought him back for the Falcon Winter Soldier show. So him not being here just feels like, that's kind of a weird like route not taken. It feels like you set something up and then for some reason you decide like, we're not going to bother paying that off.
Yeah. Isn't he supposed to be in the new Captain America movie, right? Is he supposed to be in that? Baron Zemo? I can't remember.
I don't.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, but
Okay.
I tend not to like read those spoilers because I like to go in. I will watch the trailer, but not read too much more into it.
Okay. John Good says, so that's it, huh? We some type of Thunderbolts. I got that. Yeah, so you have the, like I said, the not Captain America, which would be John Walker, Red Guardian. You got those two. Then it'd be the assassins. So you got Ghost, you got Taskmaster, you got Yelena. Those are your assassins there. And then Sentry, if he's going to be a part of the team, that's your Superman type character. And then also if Bucky joins the team, that would be another assassin too. If Bucky ends up,
or Super Soldier.
Yeah, Super Soldier, another not Captain America.
Yeah, not Captain America assassin. Like
yeah.
There's this list.
Well, hey, there's some variety. Hey, we got not Captain America plus assassin. There we got that for you people. So you got that. Yeah, I mean, thinking about who else they could have dragged into the movie, who else they could have put in. Thinking about the landscape of other, I guess, people they haven't done much with. I guess, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of sparse out there because most of the villains they've done are they're dead. Really, most of the villains. So yeah, I can't think of too many people off the top of my head who I could see including this to give the team more variety there. To give the team there, like I don't know, Abomination. But he's all mellow now. He was in She-Hulk. He runs a retreat. He's all kind of mellow now with that. So.
What the hell?
We're brought up with this belief that there are good guys and there are bad guys.
And you have Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who's in there. And we first saw her character in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where we first found her character. And she plays Val, Valentine Allegra de Fontaine there as well. Yeah, and I like that. I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I think she was really good there. She's kind of one of the bright spots in it. And she also showed up in Wakanda Forever. She also showed up a bit.
Yep.
So she's the evil Nick Fury, I guess. If he already wasn't kind of evil, I guess.
Yeah, she's closer to Amanda Waller, honestly. Like the way they've created her for this.
Is that how she is in the comics?
You know what? I've never read anything with her in it, so I couldn't tell you. I think she was I think she might have been a double agent, if I remember correctly, worked for Hydra, but that one I don't know off the top of my head because I did not read any of her stuff.
Yeah. So she's a very much person who very much, works for the CIA, America First, about protecting, the world from threats, outside threats there of the world there. So you got that.
There are bad guys.
What's the plan?
This could get messy.
But eventually, you come to realize that there are bad guys and there are worse guys and nothing else. Look at you. So adorable.
She's bulletproof. What happened to bulletproof? It's bulletproof-ish. Is that Bucky?
That's not good.
So what do you think Bucky's doing there with kind of the team there? What do you have any insight on that at all? Maybe Andrew, any theories, thoughts?
Not really, because like this is at this point, Bucky is a very different character than he was in the comics. Because in the comics, he actually did take the mantle of Captain America for a while. He is So yeah, at this point, like I said, he's not the same character as the comics. So I'm very interested to see where they go with it because I quite enjoy watching Sebastian Stan as Bucky.
Mm. Yeah. What about you there, Chris?
My theory is, I guess they did the whole like code word thing on him to make him like crazy psycho killer Winter Soldier again. Even though if it turns out they are doing that, that would kind of like retcon his whole arc at the end of like Civil War, and then those flashbacks from the Falcon show that show him like working through and getting like that like worked out of him. So if they're going back to that, it's just like why are we doing this? Or maybe he's just trying to stop them because the government told him to, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably the reason, like as John Good said, yeah, probably got hired to kind of hunt them down. There. I mean, don't you want that from your politician? He's in the action. He's there,
Oh
hunting the
my god!
criminals.
Like if Bernie Sanders would come and like shoot up the place, I'd be down with that.
Yeah, with that cool disc shooting gun he's got there. Wouldn't that be awesome if he could do that? Yeah. So overall, what do you guys' thoughts on the trailer? Into it? Looking forward to it? Is it meh? Is it kind of just there? What's kind of your thoughts there? How you feeling?
I mean, they had me at the Pixies.
Yeah. Where's My Mind? They're playing famous for being in the Fight Club there, the David Fincher film. Yeah, that's playing throughout the trailer.
Which longtime favorite song of mine of theirs. I kind of hate that it's gotten overused after Fight Club, but it's just like, yeah, it's still my favorite Pixie song.
Best use of a song in the trailer tonight? I think.
Tonight, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Was the tiny dance? I was a little too on the nose for the Ballerina trailer.
I don't know. I've always been kind of indifferent to that song. I mean, granted, like it's just the fact that like I've grown up with it. That was my mom was a huge Elton John fan, and like kept his greatest hits in her car for decades. So it's like it's like I'm just so kind of done with that song.
Yeah. Do you think it fits kind of the theme of the trailer of like these characters you see in the trailer kind of discussing, you see flashes of them and kind of what they're going through? John Walker still disgraced after what happened, the events of Falcon and Winter Soldier, looking for more purpose there. Elena, she's talking about, kind of feeling lost, what is she kind of going to do? Still kind of doing the similar stuff she did when she was a Black Widow, assassin work and paid to do that. Is this really what she, I guess hard to put that on a resume, I guess, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I was a hired killer there when you're applying for a software engineer, kind of hard to put that on a resume there. I think it looks fine. Marvel, maybe some people think they're a little bit on a streak now. If you include X-Men 97, people really love that, the TV show. And then they've also include Deadpool and Wolverine, which had a lot of love and good fan reaction there. And it's about capitalizing. And then next year, there's a lot of superhero movies coming out next year. I think there's supposed to be 4 Marvel movies coming out this year. Blade is supposed to come out. I don't think Blade is coming out.
Yeah, Blade's never coming out.
But not at all. So Marvel has this that's coming out next year, Fantastic Four. And then what is the other one that's coming out next year?
Captain America.
Oh yes, Captain America. Yeah, that's coming out as well. So they have those 3 that's coming out, and then including also the DC stuff, like the Superman movie is also going to be coming out. So
yeah,
I think the benefit of Deadpool and Wolverine, why I was able to kind of soak up so much money and do so well, and kind of maybe have some good fan reaction, is because like this is kind of the only big superhero movie to come out this year. It's pretty much Deadpool. It's really the big one there.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame because like I thought Marvel's was kind of fun. It's not like a masterpiece or anything like that, but it did what it was supposed to do, and told a fun story.
Yeah. The Marvels, I was lukewarm to kind of negative on that.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Chris? Are you looking forward to Thunderbolts there?
No, not really. Like, I don't know if we've talked about this like before in the past, but I'm just so like unbelievably just zoned out with Marvel at this point. Like the quality for me has got like part of it is just like overexposure. Like there's been so much superhero stuff just in general, but also particularly Marvel stuff where it's like, guys, we don't need like 4 movies and 5 TV shows in 1 year. And I get that like COVID is part of it, but the fact that they're like recently talking about like, yeah, we're going to scale it back. We're just going to do 3 movies and 3 TV shows in 1 year. It's like, that's still too much. I can't do this. But yeah, also just the quality, I think I noticed at a certain point was just getting worse and worse, particularly after Love and Thunder and She-Hulk and fucking Quantumania, like just back to back to back. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like I don't have the energy or the willpower to keep going with these movies anymore. Like I don't see the point in it. I don't like what they're doing anymore. Like they've rehashed the formula so many times. That's all I see whenever I watch these movies now. Like the last one I watched was Guardians 3 because that's so like James Gunn's baby. By the way, this trailer feels like James Gunn's hand-me-downs. It's not even funny. But yeah, that was the last one that like I actually like watched and like was really like into, because I wanted to go, if I'm going to drop these movies, I wanted to go out on at least something of a positive note. But yeah, I've skipped everything that's come out since, and nothing I've seen or heard has really given me the desire to like want to jump back into it. Like, especially once they announced that like, hey, we're doing, okay, so we're dropping Kang because that's not working, and good because he's boring as shit, especially Quantumania. But instead, we're bringing back Downey as Doctor Doom. So his big finale in Endgame loses so much of its power. And then also bringing the Russos back. It's just, it feels like they're so playing it safe that it's just like, I'm just not really, it's not interesting to me anymore. And unfortunately, like, even though I like all of the actors, like both returning and new, like I like the dude, Bill Pullman's kid who's playing Sentry in this one. He's really good in Maverick for the little bit he's in there, Top Gun, and he's really good in this really underrated movie from a few years back called Bad Times at El Royale. Really, really good Nepo baby actor. But yeah, despite that, I'm just like, nothing in this trailer is like really grabbing me, and it just kind of feels like the Marvel stuff is really just kind of left me by, and it sucks because I grew up on this stuff. I was such a huge fan for like a decade, and it took like 3 or 4 really bad projects back to back for me to be like, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
I mean, you got to remember, I remember, going to the theater, seeing Batman and Robin and Steel, and oh my God, the 90s was such a dark time. but this renaissance of actually having, movies that kind of get it in a way that they never did before. I mean, like, when The Crow was for the longest time the only good comic book movie, or like really great adaptation that really got it. It was, refreshing to see Iron Man that actually kind of gets it. The problem is that they built something, they told a complete arc, and now they need to go back to square one again. And they have not reset back to square one because they're just trying to continue things. And like, when you continue things, you're just going to water it down. You need to really build up that new generation of characters, which is something that comics have trouble with. I think the only time that's ever worked was like when DC created, started the Silver Age back in the 50s, when they brought in the new Flash, and they brought in the new Green Lantern. So you had, but Blade is not a good adaptation. I saw that comment. But Blade is, if they did an adaptation of Blade the comic, it would have been basically like a blaxploitation thing, and it would have been terrible. Like the character from the comic was sucked, and what the movie did was kind of completely reinvent the character in something like that works in a modern setting. The classic character Blade just didn't work. So I don't call that a good adaptation, because it's not an adaptation at all. It's a reinvention of a character.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, just and what Marvel needs to do is to actually like, bring it back to ground zero. The problem is like Kamala Khan, which by the way, one of the absolute bright spots of the new Marvel characters that they've brought in, and it's gotten so much hate because of racism and sexism towards her. And that comic character, like it is a great adaptation. Like I love the family dynamics from the TV show. I'm kind of glad that they continued it on the film. Like I was very excited about that, because
in the Marvels,
I liked those aspects of it, and I think that's what they need to be focusing on, is to also tell a different story. Like, Okay, we told the Infinity arc. Let's tell something different, and let's bring in new characters.
Um, yeah. So my thoughts on the trailer. I mean, it's just okay for me. I'm not, super excited about it there. Um, like I said, I mean, Marvel lost a lot of goodwill. You see with people like, Chris who talked about it, and you see like, yeah, I mean, after just so many kind of stinkers, kind of back to back to back there, like Love and Thunder, like maybe the Marvels for some people, like Quantumania, that it did lose a lot of that goodwill that you had built up over all those years. And, you gotta kinda slowly work it back. I think people did really like Deadpool and Wolverine, as I mentioned. I wasn't over the moon about it. I just thought it was alright. I mean, it was cool. I don't think it's some drastic different formula that Marvel has been doing for, there. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just you just haven't seen Deadpool in a minute, and then you really liked Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine again. I think it had that benefit going for it. And like I said, that was the only big superhero movie of the year, really, for people. And we'll see next year if, a lot of these super movies will do well in the box office, given, like I said, quite a bit of them are going to be coming out next year. So we'll see that and how that kind of plays. And the action in here, I mean, if this is supposed to be, what I mean, your Suicide Squad, especially with a lot of these characters who are known for hand-to-hand combat, and we just saw really great hand-to-hand combat in the Ballerina trailer. We saw that and how that kind of looked and how that was directed there. And kind of, the comparison there's kind of like this is kind of like, it's okay, it's decent. It's not really, over the moon, like, ooh, that looks really good. I understand you have to keep it PG because it's PG-13. You're not gonna go as hard as, a movie like a John Wick film, but yeah, I mean, you kinda got that going, and then the cast of characters that you have here, I like some of these characters, I think they're good. I mean, people say, "Well, who wants to see any of these people all together in the movie?" But like I said, I think Florence Pugh, she was one of the best things for me, and you know what I mean, in the Black Widow film, and I liked what Wyatt Russell did with John Walker, and I like David Harbour as the Red Guardian, as Alexei. I did like that, and it's kind of stuff there. And I mean, you say it's kind of like, very much James Gunn, he kind of got the big staple on these kind of team up type movies, doing the Suicide Squad movie, doing the Guardians films, doing like he's got an animated show coming out for DC, the Creature Commandos, where he's going to be doing that too there. But yeah,
Which I
well, this
believe that's based on a Grant Morrison comic, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I believe it is there. So this is kind of how I feel about it. Like I'm not super over the moon about this, but it's just all right, it's solid. Like maybe it could be fun. I take these Marvel projects one as they come. If one's bad, I'll say it's bad. If one's good, it's good. Part of the reason because I have to review it for this. But I'm not. Yeah. I know some people say, yeah, I'm burnt out. I'm done. I'm kind of over these movies, over these shows, over the superhero stuff. It's just too much, and I understand. I get that.
Yeah. And I think too, like the Thunderbolts is the right character, the right property to be bringing in right now. That kind of fresh reset kind of thing. I just think that they're trying too hard to not do the Thunderbolts and to do Suicide Squad, which is a totally different book.
Mm. So, any comic book insight you could bring here with Thunderbolts after the trailer is ended? There, anything you want to?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not it's not the comic. The comic is initially supervillains kind of stepping in. Now that Iron Man's gone and you have like a new Captain America, why not bring in a bunch of these second villains as pretending to be heroes? And I think you have something right there. Maybe Val is doing like this off the books thing, trying to manipulate them into actually being good guys or something like that. Like there's your twist for Val or something like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was certainly the right step in the right direction, because like when the Thunderbolts first came out, like Marvel was at an absolute creative low point. And the Thunderbolts was an absolute bright spot because this was after the big exodus of the talent to go to Image. The writing and quality just dipped at all their books. Mark Grunwald passed away around that time, and Captain America was like terrible. So Marvel thought that they do something cool and kill off the Avengers, basically kill off the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and set them in their own pocket universe where they could kind of restart it for a new generation, which was terrible. Like, honestly, it was garbage. But setting that aside, as dismal as comics were at this moment, Thunderbolts issue 1 comes out, and there's this new superhero team, and they're generic and they're bland, and then the last panel, you see right there, Baron Zemo pulls off his mask to reveal his other mask, because he actually has that thing glued on his face. Like he can't take that mask off, because it's comics. It's stupid. I love it though. And that's the big surprise. Like, oh my god, they're supervillains, and they're like all these old Avengers characters that are just pretending to be somebody else. And it was just like, oh, this is clever, and it was just a breath of fresh air at the time. And that's what we need right now, is that same kind of breath of fresh air.
Yeah. And see some of the comments here in the video for the YouTube trailer here. Most of them talking about, like, Javon Good saying that Bucky put his arm in the dishwasher. They did that.
Yes.
And then somebody said genuinely happy we aren't in a space fighting a multiverse threat again. So that's good. It's also, yeah, I mean, the multiverse thing that's, I know people sick of that. There's a lot of that going on, not only in Marvel but just in also DC and other films there. So there's no big multiverse threat. It seems like that's kind of going to be more contained there with that. So that's good. More of a kind of a base level bet there. Somebody mentioned Ghost. Ghost looks really cool. Somebody said,
I like that they're doing, really thinking about the fight sequences and how to use their powers, which I think is what modern superhero movies should be thinking of, as those action set pieces, like the John Wick of just dismantling people the way he does. Like, you watch that back, you can watch them multiple times, and you're really seeing like a very thoughtful way of approaching the action sequences. And that one scene's great, and I hope the rest of the movie looks like that, of just thoughtful ways of them fighting, as opposed to just action figures banging against each other like most of the Marvel movies have been.
And this movie's
even the good ones.
This movie's directed by Jake Shear. His previous filmography includes Paper Towns and Robot and Frank.
Robot and Frank, I hear, is really good. I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, I do hear that one. And then the Paper Towns was the movie with Cara Delevingne, and Nat Wolff was in it.
He also directed some episodes of a fucking incredible show on Netflix that, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend checking out, called Beef, with Stephen Yeun and Ali Wong. And funny enough, Stephen Yeun was originally supposed to be in this as Sentry, but then the strikes pushing production back meant that he had to drop out, and so they got Bill Pullman's kid instead.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. I do love.
And fun fact, Bill Pullman's kid's a friend of a friend.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Lewis Pullman.
Yes.
Pullman there.
He's also a musician, by the way. If you're into music, if you like acoustic music, it's nice. It's I'm not. It didn't grab me, but I could tell it's quality. So I'm definitely going to recommend it if you're into like dude singing over acoustic guitar.
Okay. All right. And hello, Shay. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid so much there, Shay. Javon Good said he saw Robot and Frank, and that's great as well there. He says, wonder if Taskmaster is going to take her mask off. Olega had it off for like 2 minutes in Black Widow, and that was the actress who was in what was the Bond movie? Quantum of Solace, the worst Craig. Actually, is that the worst Craig one?
Yeah, Spectre's worse.
It's tough.
Debatable. Yeah, they're both pretty bad.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, Spectre, I think, had some bright spots in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Quantum at least had the excuse of being like a writer's strike movie. I don't know what the fuck Spectre's excuse was. What went wrong on that?
True.
Yeah, so he said, Javon says, yeah, Spectre is worse there. Yeah, and this is a good lineup here. This is a good shot of the lineup that you got here. Yeah. I know. Yeah, the Taskmaster, the redesigned Task, it looks kind of boring. Yeah, looks like Casey Jones from TMNT or something.
Yes.
Looks fucking boring there.
And she's probably going to be the first one to die, just because how much they're like not showing her off in the trailer. I'll bet like she's going to be like the first one to go. Calling it.
And who knows if she's even in this shot too? Because it seems kind of crammed in there. Like everybody's spaced really nicely, and then she's kind of sandwiched in there. Which Marvel is known for doing in their trailers, of sticking characters in scenes that they don't belong,
or cutting them out of scenes that they are in. Like Age of Ultron, they cut Vision out of pretty much every shot from the finale that they show in the trailer, but he's in the final movie.
Well, maybe like because you need at least one of these people.
Yeah, and you're not seeing Century in his costume, so
So maybe you need at least one of these people to go at least there. So yeah, like you said, like Chris said, the most expendable person here is probably Taskmaster because it's in a mask the whole time. She's probably the most expendable here at everybody. Yeah. So that was our thoughts on Thunderbolts. There, May 25th is when this movie is coming out. There. Javon said he hopes Sam shows up. That'd be cool. You think we're getting any kind of cameo like that, Sam? Who else could possibly show up? Nick Fury, anybody like that from that spy world that may come in here. What's his name? Martin Freeman, his character. Maybe
Rachel
Yeah.
Weisz coming back would make sense.
Rachel Weisz, yeah.
I mean, I still want them to do the Devil's Pants with Martin Freeman's character. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a Black Panther comic in the 90s where basically his character, which I'm blanking on his name, is like running around and like doesn't have pants on for a big thing, and he makes a deal with the devil for pants, and now he can't take off pants because every time he takes off his pair of pants, there's another pair of pants there.
Mm.
And it's the devil's pants now. You have to read it. It's a wild story. With like Black Panther moves into Hell's Kitchen, and Mephisto is trying to the basically the devil character, or maybe it was Blackheart. I can't remember which one it was. It's either Blackheart or Mephisto. These devil characters are trying to do something. I don't even know. It's such a weird series, but like, yeah, this Agent of Shield's there with no pants on and makes a deal with the devil to get pants.
That's comics for you.
Yeah, no, it's just like that's what I want. It's just like give me the devil's pants and I'll be happy.
Yeah. Javon said maybe Lawrence Fishburne maybe will come back since he's the adoptive father to Ghost. Yeah. I do like Lawrence Fishburne. I always like Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, he's always great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was our trailer talk there.